Hey, what's up guys? Guess who's back? It's Andy, our shaper. I Surf Tribe in the house, guys. And I think one of the last videos we created was him making another version of my fish. So we had the first fish and then we had an upgraded version, which is the one on the right there. And then I'm gonna let you tell the story, but we wanted to talk a little bit about kind of copying a board that you like or that looks cool, but customizing it for your needs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So why don't you just fill us in on what's going on?
Well, actually, this is more of like an exact copy. There's no changes. It was just
really?
this guy came into the shop wanting to get a custom board for me, and he was talking about getting this 6.6 that he had rented from a surf shop. It was a board I made for the surf shop as a rental, and he loved it. But I kind of talked him into this because this Moist board was in the shop getting fixed. And I kind of talked him into this. He looked at it. It's a shrunken down version of what he rode at Keena's. And he was like, yeah, I love it. Let's do it. Let's just make it exactly like this. So for me, that's kind of easier in one way because I have it all logged down. I've got I'll show you in the book all the measurements I take.
It looks a little different though.
Well, I think it's the stringer, with kind of the illusion of like this wide stringer. There's like a dense foam stringer with this carbon tape on it. Whereas this one doesn't have any carbon tape. It's got a wood stringer, so it may be the illusion of it.
Is mine a little thicker or is it the same thickness?
I mean, there's always going to be little variants, but I mean, you could come to both of them, and yours is probably a tiny bit more because this guy weighs about 20, 30 pounds lighter than you do. But he's not as good of a surfer. He's like intermediate.
Gotcha. So you want to keep it long.
So it's very similar.
Okay, cool.
Very, very similar. Like, basically here, if we look at the logbook, like this was Moy's log on this exact board with all the dimensions. And
there you guys go. You want to copy my board?
With my chicken
That's all
scratch.
you gotta do right there.
Chicken scratch writing. But I just keep every board I make, I keep a log on it. And we're gonna start doing video logs on each board.
Yeah.
Moy suggested I should just.
Yeah, we're gonna do that with Andy's. We're gonna, when he shapes the board, I'm gonna set him up. He's got a camera, and then he'll be able to kind of do like a review of what he shaped, why he shaped it, and you guys can learn some of his insight to the board and who. That's a big part of it, is like the kind of person, the kind of surfer who requested that board. But since it's basically a copy, maybe you could just go through what you did this board, what this board's going to be good for.
Yeah, well, one of the only differences too is if you see the fins, like this guy is not, yours is set up to do five.
Yeah,
it's a 5-fin setup, so Moy's riding as a quad.
Mostly, yeah.
And a thruster quad. 2+1 would be an awesome setup. Two big fins.
I stick with quad now. I never use it as a thruster. It
just
felt good
works
as a
super
thruster,
good like
but
that.
it's just I like the speed of the quad. I feel like I can just jam down the line.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got 3 fins on this only, just because this guy's, he'll have the 2 options. He'll probably ride a standard thruster set, and he might even, most likely I'm going to recommend he gets a 2+1, which is basically like 2 big fins on the front side and then a smaller like 3-inch fin in the back, which is a very popular setup. And it's instead of like a regular standard thruster set where all 3 fins are the same, because this is mostly kind of a small wave board. And he said he lives in Malibu, so it's going to be like clean, lined up, point break wave. So to gather more speed, you want like less back fin. It'll have like a little stubber, little nubster fin, and then 2 bigger. It's almost like a twin fin, but it has this stabilizer fin in the back is what they call that. But yeah, so basically it's what you call, it's a fish, but it's more of like a hybrid fish. So it's not as wide as most fishes, because most fishes will be in that 21 to 22 wide at the center here, whereas this one's only 20.25, so it's pulled in. The nose tends to be a little bit narrower than a normal fish. This would probably be another inch wider if it was a standard fish, maybe even more. And the tail's too pulled in. This is kind of getting closer to a swallowtail, but it still looks like a fish because it's got the wider tail block. Like fishes are usually 8 to 9 inches here, or even 10 at the corner to corner, whereas this one is 8. So it's right there. It is narrow fish, pretty narrow here. Just nice clean lines, nothing broken up on it, no hips or anything, but just a really nice clean outline. And
you know what I've never done, guys, is I've never taken this board and did a GoPro video of me surfing, so I'll do that like on the next video, so you can kind of see how it surfs, and I'll give my on-camera review. Yeah, I've already surfed it a bunch of times, but I actually haven't surfed this as much because the other board, I just was so like addicted to the way it worked, just catching waves so easy. Plus I needed to drop a few pounds, which I've recently done, so now I'm ready to basically come to this one.
Well,
I can still surf this, but
is this a lot different than the other fish that
yeah,
I
this
shaped
one's
you?
a little bit
pulled in.
narrower, a little bit thinner, a little bit less volume. I think it's a teeny bit shorter. Is this a
6'1", whereas your other one was what, 6'2"?
like a 6'2"? Yeah, so it's like a little bit more performance.
Yeah.
So, but I always said I needed to get under 220 because I was like close to 230 when I ordered this thing.
Yeah, see that? You can match the tail up.
Yeah.
I mean, you just put them on top of each other, it's
like
the same.
It's an exact copy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys, so check this out. We're gonna start doing videos like this, and then we're gonna have extended versions for our upcoming membership. So you guys can go to isurftribe.com and at least get on the email list. So we're gonna be basically putting out videos and doing extended versions where we go into more like dimensions and stuff, just for people that want to go a little bit deeper. And the reason why we're doing that is we want to really start putting out more content, but just a little way to support ourselves so that we're motivated to keep going and bring you guys content. So YouTube will always be the thing that we keep going on and on, but we're going to be putting some exclusive stuff, and there's going to be 3 sections. There's going to be a section for like basically improving your surfing, exclusive videos. There's going to be a section on surfboards, reviews, and then there's going to be a live stream that we do like a couple times a month where people can join us and do like an exclusive live stream where we talk about surfing, talk about video analysis. We might do a bunch of different things. You guys can follow YouTube to see what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do a bunch of that kind of stuff, and there's gonna be basically a community area where people can kind of chat. So we haven't decided yet exactly on the pricing, but it'll be cheap. It'll be like a couple cups of coffee a month or something like that, and then you can be part of the tribe. And we're gonna do invitations. Yeah, and invitations and stuff, you know, like a lot of people that got to know us end up coming and visiting and surfing with us and all that kind of stuff. We might do a surf camp or something like that just for members. So anyways, go check it out, isurftribe.com. I'm gonna cut it now, but let's keep going. The rest of this for the exclusive content. So
Okay, so we can go over a few more details about this board. Like these, most of my boards have really soft tucked rails. Like that's kind of like I've been noticing that a lot of people want to go more retro style. Like there's this whole retro movement, so they get these retro fishes or